Should be fun. Let's get right to it. My first guest, a terrific young actor from Scotland, starred with Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge, plays Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, which opened last night. Most importantly, fellow motorcycle rider. Please welcome Ewan McGregor. Welcome back. That's fun. That's bad.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
But more importantly, have you got any motorcycle riding in? I know you love to ride.
Yeah, not here. I just finished a film in Scotland called Young Adam, and I had some of the most... I had the best ride of my life in Scotland lately.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Now, do they have I know England has those cameras which catch you and you get to take... Does Scotland have those?
Not where I was riding, no.
Oh, that's perfect.
No, it's nice. It was nice.
Oh, very good.
I advocated speeding last time I was on, didn't I?
I think we talked
Not that we were doing that.
No.
But up there, well, I was riding up in the Highlands, and there's stretches of road up there which are unbelievable on a bike. Just
because
beautiful.
it's deserted or curvy or what?
Curvy, windy, up and down, fast roads. Really beautiful.
So what kind of speed? No one watches in Scotland. What kind of speed can you get up to?
I was doing a film, and the producers had organised this new Italian motorcycle for me, an MV Agusta.
Oh, yes.
The producer of the movie organised it for me, and on my day off, I caught myself doing about 135 miles an hour alongside the side of this lake, and I was filming the next day. I thought, what does he think he's doing? Anyway, giving me this bike.
Check that insurance policy.
Yeah.
Now, what was the film you mentioned? Was it
Young Adam?
Yeah. No, what was that?
Well, it's a really it was a small film, and it's a book that was written in the 50s by a beat writer called Alexander Trocchi, and it charts. It's very dark and incredibly erotic, and it kind of charts the moral decline of this guy through four sexual relationships through the film.
Oh, okay. So it would be.
It's filthy.
It's filthy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, will that open here, or is it so small? I mean, do I have to put quarters in to see this, or can
I hope so. It's an incredibly brave piece of work. Now, a beautiful film, but I'll have a high rating, I'm sure.
Yeah. Are you a wee bit naked in the movie?
I'm very often without my clothes. All right.
I mean, are you used to... Well, you did stage work as well, right? So, is that the first time? No,
I mean, I've done a lot of stuff with my kit off. I did a film called The Pillow Book with Greenaway where I hardly... I had sex with everyone in that.
Really?
But on stage, no, I did a...
I just like that. Yeah. I had sex with everyone in that. I just like the,
I had sex with a 65-year-old Japanese man in that movie. And it was very nice.
Well, that's right. That's where you earn your money,
So I was on stage. So I went back on stage after a couple of years, I don't know, years ago, doing a play in Salisbury, which is a really... it's a very kind of traditional English countryside place, a very tweedy area. Right. People wear a lot of tweed down there. A lot of
tweed, yeah.
And I was in this play called What the Butler Saw by Joe Orton. And in the play, I had to appear naked 2 or 3 times, and I was playing a page boy, and at one point I had to, I don't know, there was a policeman, and he had obviously taken his clothes off. So I had to appear from behind the couch with this policeman's helmet over my genitals and jump up and run off stage. But it was too much fun not to cover myself with a helmet because they're really, and especially on a Saturday matinee, they're very old, powdery ladies, you know? And fantastic. So I'd spring up and go, and there would be this noise, like that. But like lots of old ladies going, and it was fantastic. But one night, now on a stage, there's like vases of flowers and things like that. Right. Now you would imagine you wouldn't need to put water in them, right? But someone in the props department, whatever, filled the vase up with water, which had been knocked over just before I did my jump up and streak. So I jumped up without my helmet like that and got the, and I went, ah. And I started running, right? I'm naked. I'm completely naked. And I'm on a stage like this, and I'm running that way. And I hit the water, and I went, boom, like that. So I landed on my back, and my arse wheeling its way. The people in the front row just saw my bum going like that towards them. And anyway, I managed to get off stage. But there's something... Oh, come on. But there's something very powerful about being... First of all, you're not arrested. If you're naked in front of this many people, you'd be arrested.
Right, normally. Yeah.
You wouldn't be, but you know, normally you would be. And
I wouldn't be insufficient evidence, but you might be.
I just kind of like it. It's good.
Well, look, we'll take a break while he undresses. Be right back with Ewan right after this. Ewan McGregor. Welcome back. Talking with Ewan McGregor. You told me something last time you were here. You mentioned that your uncle was in Star Wars. This, the original one.
Yeah. It turned out that way. He was in the first three. He got a part called Wedge. And I remember when I was, I must have been 7, and my brother and I, who's 2 years older, were waiting outside the school for my parents to pick us up to take us to see Star Wars for the first time. And it was hugely exciting because it was the first film that I'd seen him in on the big screen. And then it was Star Wars as well, which just blew me away, you know? But he was in it, and I think they revoiced... I'm not sure. There's maybe a rumor that they revoiced him in the first one.
Well, we found the clip. Here's your uncle. Let's see.
Fighters, coming in, point 3. I'm hit. I can't stay with you. Get clear, Wedge. You can't do any more good back there. Sorry.
Oh, that's cool. Was that his voice?
Yeah, that is his voice,
Yeah.
I think when he approaches the Death Star, he goes, "Look at the size of that thing." And it didn't sound very like him at all.
Well, you must have been the coolest guy in school, and your uncle.
It was very cool to have him. Yeah. And then when I was getting closer to being cast as Obi-Wan, because I thought about it for a very long time, because it was huge film, and I didn't know it wasn't quite the thing I'd been doing. But the nearer I got, the more I wanted to do the part. And I asked his advice, and he said, don't do it. He said, don't do it. And I went, well, I don't know, I think I really want to do it. He went, don't do it. So I said, why? And he said, well, I'd like you to have a career after you're 30. Was his advice. Uncle Dennis, that was terrible. But here we are, I'm still working now.
You're still working, you got one more to go. Now, this is episode 2, Attack of the... You know, I thought it was terrific. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well.
The story and the little romance thing, and of course, the special effects are amazing. Tell people...
Well, it's incredible. I mean, I think in episode 1, The Phantom Menace, we've laid down the whole groundwork for 6 movies. We had to set up all what the Jedi Order was like, what the Senate was like. You know, there was a lot of things that were talked about in the original 3 films that we had to go back and kind of set up. So that being said, and that having been done, we really kick off in this second one, you know. I think it feels much more reminiscent to me like the original 3, like Empire Strikes Back or something like that. And it's great.
What's happening in this scene we're going to see now? Do you know what the scene is?
Is this the...
Here we are, this is... Oh, good, that'll tell you a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
this is...
This is the scene where I open that door.
Yeah.
No, I think this is a fight. I think I have a big fight in the rain with, in the original 3, Boba Fett is a kid in this film, so I have a fight with his father. And it goes something like this.
Let's take a look.
Boba, get on board.
now you're here in town for a while. What are you doing? Are you doing something here in Los Angeles?
I'm doing a film here called Down with Love, which is with Renée Zellweger. Oh. And we're doing it's based on the Rock Hudson, Doris Day sex comedies of the 60s. And we're making it as if it is in the 60s. So it's all in the studio, and then exteriors are all in the back lot, and the car stuff is all back projection and all that stuff. And it's very, very funny, amusing script. So.
Well, that's true. Well, she's wonderful, isn't she?
She's fantastic.
Yeah, she's terrific.
Beautiful,
She's terrific. Well, folks, it's Star Wars, I don't have to tell people, Episode 2. It's playing everywhere. The biggest movie there is. Ewan McGregor. Thank you, lad. Be right back with the Maloof Brothers right after this.